What's going on? So this video gonna be about Lawrence Taylor endorsing Donald Trump. And this one, it reeks for me because I will share this. Lawrence Taylor, on my father's side of the family, is double related kinfolk, double cousin. Found out about it back in the 80s. And I wasn't a New York Giants fan, just keeping it 100. But obviously kinfolk, that guy was the most dominant defensive player of not only that time, but probably in my lifetime. I mean, obviously in my lifetime, because I have not seen another defensive player who could single-handedly beat you and score in different ways. I mean, he terrorized. I still remember right before I met him, like sometime before I met him when that game against Washington back in '85 when he broke Joe Theismann's leg on TV there. That crunch I always remember. And so anyway, this ain't the first time that somebody that was a prominent black athlete that endorsed Trump, because he obviously Herschel Walker and all that. It's just sad when it's someone that you related to you, but it's not the first time somebody in my family somehow gets sucked in and seduced by that racist bigot. But again, name and all that. um and OJ Anderson, Giants running back, did it too. But Lawrence has such cachet, being how great he was in the game of football. Two-time Super Bowl champion, like VP. One, like I said before, in that top five greatest player ever argument. And I don't say it because anybody, regardless of position. However, this is like having, this is really sad that I have to, it's like this. Kinfolk is one thing, but supporting somebody as evil and as trash as Trump is just embarrassing, and I got to call it what it is because there's no way I can justify from my positional position. I can respect people's choices, but that don't mean I got to like it. No, by no stretch of the imagination. And, you know, I don't know what it means that you get seduced by a guy who has all those charges, all that corruption, all that division. I just don't think that, as great as he was on the football field, it ain't too well read in the personal way of it. Because um, there is nothing, unity, nothing spiritually fulfilling about Trump. He's a vulgarian of one of the worst orders, one of the most disrespectful. He's comedy. However, there's nothing about him that I feel that is redeeming. So unless he's talking into your wallet, he can't be talking about your heart and soul because he has no morality. He has nothing about him that has a shred of honesty in his being or what have you. Um, he lost because he couldn't lead during a pandemic. I don't think people always understand the ramifications of that. And if you're black, how do you get up for a guy who was anti Central Park 5? And if Lawrence Taylor and OJ Anderson remember, they beat the Buffalo Bills, who are my favorite football team, because I always stay loyal to my football team. I don't care who you are on the bloodline. That's my team. Beat them in the Super Bowl '91, but that's a year and a half at the Central Park 5, and all the racial rhetoric that he said, and association with Rudy Giuliani and all that. And a guy who had open discrimination charges when he was a so-called Democrat and Trump in the '70s, housing discrimination. How do you support that, black man? So it's a torn thing that, you know, like Rick James said, cocaine's a heck of a drug because you got to have been snorting up something to endorse him. I don't see it at all. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I think supporting him is almost like driving one of them Teslas with Elon Musk. And that ain't would never happen. If I even got the money, that wouldn't happen. I cannot support the Klan. So that's where I stand. O.J. Anderson was a good running back. You know, had some moments. I just don't get it. I don't see it at all. So that's where I stand with that. That's hard to accept once I separate that. But everybody else gotta go that wrong path if they choose to. Besides, I'll tell anybody, I don't care if you're kinfolk or not, reparations or don't vote. And Trump ain't gonna hardly talk about no reparations. Because he'd rather see black people eating chicken and grinning. Please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share the video if you like. I'm out. Peace.